are driven by the finer things. I see more than materials and wealth. What have you got to give to me? What I don't already give myself. You are driven by the... Welcome to a brand new episode of Illuminated DiiSCLAIMER. Sydney here. Hope you all are doing very, very fine. And I hope that you're finding new ways to illuminate your life as well. You know what I'm saying? So, I wanted to just talk briefly just about new ways that I just want to inspire myself. In the past, I used to be out all the time, going to events, meeting new people, doing crazy kind of things, but outside, not inside. I used to not be someone who was homebound, as my father called it. I used to be road furniture. I used to always be out and about. Nothing wrong with that. If you're like that, that's perfectly fine. But I wanted to find inspiration in my house and I didn't. So I decided just to go out to find new adventures just to push me forward in life. But it was only until the last year or so I started realizing that my home is my base. Now, if you believe in horoscopes, I'm a Cancer and Cancers are usually homebodies, but I was never like that. So I started looking inwards and I started doing specific things in order to love my house even more. My residence is my base, just the way the tortoise has a shell and an owl has a tree. And I needed to break into that so that I can actually enjoy that which I sleep upon, that which I rest my head upon, that which I wake upon. So in other words, what can I do to make my home surroundings better for me? I'm going to highlight a few things in the next couple of minutes, just talking about some of the things which helps me as an individual enjoy my home surroundings. First thing, paintings. Now, as you can see, I've done a few paintings, and what I love is I don't go outside and I buy painting. I realize that my art is quite valuable, and the more I paint, the more I appreciate my talents. I can mainly do painting at home, so it gives me more reason to stay in some days. How do you do that? You could just buy some paint from a shop, buy an easel, and buy something to stand it on like a wood palette. And the most important thing is you can get all these things on places like Amazon. You can go to, if you're from the UK, you can go to Wilkinson's, you can go to Homebase. There's several places where you can buy not only paint, but an easel and paintbrushes, and it takes probably 15-20 minutes to paint a picture. Make sure that your space is involved into your art, and that's where you can get most of your inspiration from. Number two, if you don't have paint or you don't want to paint, you can draw pictures, you can write affirmations on the wall, you can design a lovely poster, something that inspires you, like wake up Sydney, you got this. Sydney, make today better than the last. Sydney, thoughts become habits. All these things, just by saying them, invoke me into inspirational change. And as you can hear by my voice, I'm just like, yeah, thoughts do become habits. What am I going to focus on, which is going to turn into a habit? The positive things and not the negative things. Put these things around your house, and if you don't want to design these, you can buy these, or you can find places like Etsy where you can see all these things and get inspired to do your own things if you wanted to. Now, number three, a nice calming, let's just say candles, for example. Nice calming ambiance, that's the word I'm looking for, ambiance. Now, with a nice ambiance, candles, you can have some incense going, you can have all these things which make sure that when you come to your house, you just feel a nice level of calm towards it. You know, maybe you can have some shades which bring in not a lot of light. Maybe you can have one of those light bulbs which change colour on your phone. Or maybe you can have a bag of Epsom salts just in case you go into the bath, and that goes into the next one. Hygiene and routines. Now, I don't mean hygiene as you need to be clean, but when you are taking care of your hygiene, are you doing it in the best way which benefits you and your well-being? For example, do you have a toothbrush which you use to scrub, or do you have an electric toothbrush which is more calming? Do you have a bath with no Epsom bath salts or bath bomb which can help you get into the zone? If not,
you should try some. It might actually help you a lot. For example, if you're going to bed as well, maybe throwing in your covers into the dryer so they are nice and toasty just about when you're about to get in. And even with the hygiene goes further. You have sleep hygiene. What can you do to improve your sleep? Do you have nice soothed music playing? Do you have a nice little lights going on? Like, do you have a cover and a pillow which is optimized for your sleep and pleasure in mind? All these things are considered your hygiene. That is another thing that I will consider as well. So make sure that you have the best 8 hours of sleep in your life. Even if it's less, just make sure that each hour counts, because you're going to spend a third of your year practically sleeping, a lot of you at least. So spend that just taking care of yourself. You spend a lot of money looking good for one night. You spend a lot of money drinking good or eating good for one night. But you're going to be in this bed essentially for over 30 years, a lot of you. How much money are you spending on that? Be honest. And the last thing I would say is just find the right music. Can you imagine this coming into your room, nice light, dim light sunset, and you have the right music that hits you and puts you into a state of calm no matter what day you've been through? That's how you get more inspired just to either relax or to be inspired to do more. But make sure that you have the right tone of music. You don't want to be here listening to music and just getting angsty and stuff. Listen to something that relaxes you after a long day out. You deserve it. So, if you have any more ideas and you want to discuss them, please send a comment and I'll get back to you. Please also like and subscribe and share to other people. I want to make Illuminated Disclaimer global. So, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Love you lots. And as always, keep on finding new beautiful ways to love your take two, actually. Keep on finding new beautiful inventive ways to eliminate your own path.